Welcome back to Year 9 Chemistry. This is Week 3, Session 2, Rutherford, Bohr, and Chadwick. Last session, Thomson gave us the plum pudding atom, electrons scattered through a soft cloud of positive charge. Today, a single experiment with gold foil tears that model apart, and by the end of the lesson, the atom will have a nucleus, electron shells, and a brand new particle. Let's watch it happen. Your 4 goals. First, describe the alpha particle scattering experiment. Second, use its results to justify the nuclear model. Third, state what Bohr and Chadwick each contributed. And fourth, evaluate how strongly evidence supports a model. Rutherford's team fired positive alpha particles at a sheet of gold foil so thin it was only a few hundred atoms thick. Watch the beam. Most alpha particles pass straight through, as if nothing were there. Some are deflected through small angles. But a very few, about 1 in many thousands, bounce through large angles or even come straight back. Rutherford said it was like firing a shell at tissue paper and having it come back and hit you. The plum pudding model predicted only tiny deflections because its positive charge was spread out and soft. Something was very wrong with the pudding. Now reason from each result. Most particles pass straight through, so most of the atom is empty space. Some positive particles were deflected, so the atom's positive charge is concentrated in one place, repelling them. And only a very few bounced back, so that positive region is tiny, and it must also be massive because only a concentrated mass can turn a fast particle around. 3 observations, 3 conclusions, 1 new atom. Put the conclusions together and you get the nuclear model, a small, dense, positively charged nucleus at the center containing nearly all the mass, electrons around it, and in between, almost nothing, empty space. If an atom were a stadium, the nucleus would be a marble on the center spot. Niels Bohr refined the picture. Electrons do not orbit anywhere they like. They occupy allowed energy levels, or shells. The shell model you will use at school is a simplified version of Bohr's idea, and it is superb for explaining the patterns of the first 20 elements, as we will see next week. One puzzle remained. Atoms are heavier than their protons alone can explain. In 1932, James Chadwick found the missing piece, the neutron. It sits in the nucleus. It has no electrical charge, and it adds mass. With protons, neutrons, and electrons, the atomic model was complete enough to explain the whole periodic table. One honest note before the recap. The diagram of electrons on neat circular tracks is a teaching model, not a photograph. Modern quantum theory describes electron positions with probability clouds, but at key stage 3, the shell model earns its keep. It is simple, and it predicts real chemical patterns. A model does not need to be final to be useful. Here is the exam quality answer to how did alpha scattering disprove the plum pudding model? Part 1, the unexpected result. A few alpha particles deflected through very large angles. Part 2, the old prediction. Spread out positive charge should give only small deflections. Part 3, the conclusion. Positive charge and mass must be concentrated in a tiny nucleus, in a mostly empty atom. Result, prediction, conclusion. 3 parts, full marks. Quick check. Question 1. Most alpha particles pass straight through the foil. What does that tell us? Pause and answer. Most of the atom is empty space. Question 2. Which particle did Chadwick discover? The neutron. Neutral, in the nucleus, adding mass. Your recap. Alpha scattering demanded a tiny, dense, positive nucleus. Bohr placed electrons into allowed shells. Chadwick completed the trio with the neutron. Next session, we meet all 3 particles properly, their charges, their masses, and where they live. For the full course, with practice questions and the final exam, visit www.bridgetoexam.com. See you there.